Okay, WNBA MVP market, Caitlin Clark is the favorite, plus 195. Asia Wilson, plus 200. Nafisa Collier is plus 250 before we get to Brianna Stewart. Who do you like in this market, Drew?
This is a tough one, Jay, because at face value, the fact that Clark is at the top of this board is kind of like a, huh? What? If you look at the balance of data we got from her performance last season, it has a lot of the early part of the season where she was not an especially efficient player, and her defense was a huge part of the reason why the Fever really couldn't find a groove, get going in her rookie campaign. Now she finished the season absolutely on fire, player of the week, player of the week, player of the week, kind of down the stretch, but that was not enough to close the gap in the MVP race, even remotely. Asia Wilson was your runaway MVP, getting every single of the 65 votes, and as you look at her statistical profile, it was no question why. She was the most valuable player by every efficiency metric that I track. She was the number one offensive player, number three defensive player in the entire WNBA, and she is still absolutely at her peak. Now, the Aces are a little bit of a tougher question in terms of where they land this year as far as wins go. Right now, I'm predicting them to be the second best team after the New York Liberty as currently rostered. And so there is a chance that if they aren't compiling wins at the rate that they did last year, that there is some who else is up next turn, next opportunity. But taking on Clark at that price is absolutely wild in my mind, and I would look further down the board at a potential player like Skylar Diggins-Smith from Seattle. The Storm pop for me as a team that is potentially going to be your threat for the Liberty as your number one win. And then similarly, Connecticut also looks quite strong and has a number of reasonable candidates. So for me, I'm going to be looking down the board and try to take on Clark at this kind of price.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I think there's a huge premium on Clark and also just on the Fever in general. They're for win totals getting absolutely smashed. And so I don't think that she is materially more likely at all than Asia Wilson or Nafisa Collier. So I think that the play here is just to have the eye out to be against Caitlin Clark. And then once Asia or Collier or someone else emerges from the board, to take advantage of Caitlin Clark just anchoring the market a little bit too much.